Hello guys, and welcome back to another video in our channel. And in our video today we are mainly going to focus on the match preview, the game that Chelsea will be hosting Wolverhampton Wanderers at Stamford Bridge. So this is a very crucial and important game for Chelsea, and you're going to try and do a tactical preview of this game. We're also going to look at what Enzo Maresca has talked about in his press conference and Chelsea's head-to-head encounter with Wolves. Now, Chelsea currently are sitting sixth in the Premier League table, and they are joint in terms of points with AFC Bournemouth, and they are just some few points behind Aston Villa. So Chelsea failing to win this game can see them even sink lower and lower in the Premier League table. Now, this is a must-win game because you can even look at the rise in form of Manchester City. Now, Chelsea are facing a team that have not been quite great, and you can see from the results. But again, Chelsea recently have not been performing well, especially when it comes to scoring goals that leads the team to actually concede silly goals during the last stages of the game that make Chelsea actually lose a lot of points. Now, one thing about this Wolves game is Chelsea. Chelsea got a resounding victory at Molineux, a 6-2 victory at Molineux. And this game actually sparked a kind of turn of fortunes for Chelsea, because after this game is when Chelsea actually moved into an aggressive winning streak that saw Chelsea climb high up in the table. Now, Chelsea performed exemplary well, and this showcased one of the best Chelsea performances in the league this season, with a plethora of striking and attacking opportunities for Chelsea. Now, will Chelsea get this result? Will Chelsea finally win a game, because Chelsea are winless in the last 5 games, and this is really costing Maresca points and league position. Before we even start, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos like. So let's delve right into it, and we're going to look at Enzo Maresca and his press conference. And one major notable thing that we have to talk about is Chelsea's injury news. Let's hear what Enzo Maresca has to say with regards to Chelsea's injury news. Now, Maresca talked about one crucial player, and that is Cole Palmer. Remember, in the last game, Cole Palmer actually got injured. And I always say the referee in that game was so anti-Chelsea. And Palmer did not even get, the opponent who injured Palmer did not get anything. That's why Palmer did not play well. So Maresca said they will assess to see how Palmer is and whether he's available to start this game. The second player Maresca talked about is Levi Colwill, talking about how he has a thigh injury. And you see, with muscle injuries is quite different. These are injuries that you don't like to risk your players. Colwill has been one of the main starters at Chelsea for centre-back, actually Chelsea's best defender this season. That speaks a lot of how Maresca trusts him and seems to be unavailable. The other player who's more likely to be unavailable is also Enzo Fernandez. So you are missing three key important players in defense, in attack, and in midfield, with Enzo Fernandez also rumored to be out for this fixture. Now, this is even further worsening Maresca's situation, and looking at the fixtures that are coming for Chelsea, this is huge danger. Maresca even talked about something in his press conference, and that was the lack of goals. And he said that we are not scoring much. And when he talked about this, he singled out Nicholas Jackson, talking about how Jackson has not been performing quite well when it comes to converting of chances. But he said that overall, Jackson is playing the good way, pressing, hold up, link up play. But the problem with Jackson is putting the ball in the back of the net, and I have said it time and time again. This is what is costing Chelsea a lot of points this season. And another thing he talked about is he singled out praise for Reece James, hoping that this time Reece James can play for quite longer, emphasizing how Reece James' last-minute free kick actually helped Chelsea gain a lot of points, and further emphasizing how it is very important for the captain to actually be in the team and the captain to actually contribute towards the team. And I really liked that from Maresca. Now, the second segment you're going to look at is Enzo Maresca and the lineup options he has for this game. The lineups might determine how Chelsea actually play in this game. But one thing I have to say is that getting a team back to winning ways is something that is very hard. We've seen how Pep Guardiola has struggled with it. Will Enzo Maresca manage to do it? You know, it's all about the players. It's will the players be able to actually do it finally? So let's try and look at the lineup he can pick. Now, for instance, it's more likely that Robert Sanchez will start in goal. That's just a given. He's Maresca's first choice goalkeeper. But again, he played a blunder pass to Lavia and made Lavia lose the ball that made Chelsea actually concede the penalty. These are the bozo moments you find from Sanchez. Another thing is more like the fullbacks, and I think Reece James will start this game together with Marco Correa. I believe these two are the best fullback pair in our team. The way they will play is quite different. I don't know who will be more offensive and who will tuck into that backline, because it's very crucial to understand how both of them play, especially Reece James with his injury and how Maresca will look to try and protect him. The centre-back partnership more likely will see the return of Trevor Chalobah. Yes, Chalobah is more likely to start. Disasi is looking to depart in January. Benoit is injured, and the only fit, and we cannot rely on Achempong. He's a 17-year-old, so more likely we are going to see the return of Trevor Chalobah, and maybe, just maybe, you might see even Chalobah scoring the goal that wins Chelsea the game in this game, and him and Tosin at the back. Midfield, more likely to see a midfield pivot of Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. That's a midfield that is very solid and very rigid. So it's a midfield that is very impenetrable. And I would really like to see this midfield, as they will emphasize more on keeping the ball and winning the ball. And I think both Lavia and Caicedo complement each other in the way they look to try and play. The attacking lineup might feature Noni Madueke, as you can know that he actually played a huge role in Chelsea's last victory against Wolves, with Christopher Nkunku coming in to play at that number 10 position, especially if Cole Palmer will be absent, with Sancho playing down the left wing. I don't know if Maresca will prefer Nkunku or João Felix in that position. I don't know. But in my lineup, I've picked Christopher Nkunku, but I wouldn't have a problem with João Felix actually playing in that lineup. Leading the line is Jackson. Again, Jackson, it's all about finishing the chances, because you see, if in that Bournemouth game Chelsea score two other goals, they go into the halftime 3-0 up. So the onus is on Bournemouth to attack, and that means Chelsea can just conserve themselves and hit them in transition. But Jackson fails to score those goals, and Bournemouth are back. The same thing happened even against Ipswich. Now, here, the way both teams will be lined up, Chelsea are more likely to line up in a 4-2-3-1 kind of structure, with Wolverhampton likely to line up in a 3-4-3. That's how they have lined up. But with the Wolves, this is more like a 5-2-3 kind of structure, with the wing-backs dropping deeper and the wing-backs bombing forward. So I'm going to try and look at how Chelsea will be with the ball, because they're more likely to dominate the game. So Chelsea with the ball have one alternative, and that alternative is either having Reece James being the player who underlaps or overlaps together with Madueke, and having Nkunku starting in that left half space position, with Sancho generating the width, with Chalobah, Tosin, and Cucurella in the back. But again, we do understand that Reece James is back from injury, and it is not advisable to give Reece James that task of covering ground by bombing forward during attack and dropping back during defense. You just know Reece James with his muscle injuries, so it's not the greatest thing. So most likely Maresca is going to shift in a way that Reece James is going to be the one who tucks into that back three, with Tosin at the middle and Chalobah moving down the left. And Chalobah does play well playing at the wide center back position. And I also don't understand why Maresca actually decided to send him on loan, with Cucurella pushing into that half space. Without the ball, Chelsea can look to settle in a 4-4-2 kind of structure, with both Noni and Sancho dropping deeper, with Nkunku joining Jackson in the press. Now, Nkunku is where I have a problem, because he's not usually quite aggressive when it comes to pressing. Now, Chelsea are really in a crisis. I have to say this. Chelsea are in a crisis. Chelsea are sitting outside the top four. A win gets Chelsea 40 points. That means Chelsea will be clear of relegation, and that means Chelsea will just have to try and win at least another 30 points to secure top four. And the main aim for this season is top four. And Enzo Maresca understands that winning this game is important. Chelsea need to win points. And this game is a game that is winnable for Chelsea. So taking chances is something that is very important in this game. Scoring goals and most importantly, keeping a clean sheet. Do you think Chelsea will actually do it? Leave your comments in the comment section area below. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.